Hey guys, welcome back. I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Can you tell that I got Christmas gift on? Kind of too long, but I think the wife can hem it up a little bit. But these may be my go-to for the garage. I liked how the bibs fit and everything, so seems like it gives me a lot more freedom. Anyways, got these for Christmas. Another thing I got for Christmas was a bench grinder I showed you last time, but in-laws got me a Contour SCT from Eastwood. I already kind of tried out a little bit on Bronco. This isn't too aggressive of a pad, but he'll cut some paint. We're gonna get a more aggressive pad. Probably use it mainly on the frame and on, don't know if I use it too much on the hood. I'm afraid being too thin and get too much heat that it kind of would warp it a little bit. But definitely we're gonna be aggressive on the frame. Any kind of suspension parts that aren't too thin, we'll use this on it, get all the rust and nastiness off. And other than that, I don't know, we may take it to the body back here if we have to get rid of this green paint everywhere, then probably use this. But kind of excited. Can't wait to use it. It's a lot more heavier than I thought it'd be as a handle. So, but excited to try it out. And of course we got the new Delta bench grinder. Haven't put it all together yet, but the base of that's so heavy it doesn't want to walk around, which is awesome because I don't want to put holes in my tabletop. The other one I had to do that to get it to stay still, but I ground some stuff down on it and it didn't want to kind of walk a certain way, so pretty happy with everything I got. And also got me a digital drawing tablet, which I haven't drawn in years. My thought behind that was maybe I can make some better like shirts, custom graphic shirts. Maybe try to draw the Bronco, put on it or something. I don't know. Just a thought, but I'm nowhere near ready to show anybody what I can draw on that thing yet. But anyways, I hope y'all had a, like I said, nice Christmas and a Happy New Year. So everybody stay safe. We just hung out of the house with the kiddos. Gonna try to let them stay up till midnight, but they're passing out about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So put them to bed and didn't do much after that. This evening, I think we're gonna flip the Bronco around. We're gonna look at the driver's side. I think that's the side we're gonna attack first, as in kind of welding everything up. This is the side that fits the best and looks the best, I think. Didn't have to do any shims on the rear of it. So I think that side may be good. So we'll start welding up on that side, and then I think when we come back to the passenger side, we'll go ahead and weld it up like it is since our gaps are good. And then I'll take out shim by shim and see what happens with the gap. If it's too much, then probably messed everything up. I'll just see about that when we get there. Driver's side I think is good, so we'll practice on that side, get everything done, and then we'll look at this side again and see exactly what we need to do. Because I know, looking at it now, I can tell that this rear fender over here is a lot higher than the other side. And if I'm going to get a full top for it, it's going to have a gap going across it, and everything else is not going to look right. So I need that to come down without my gap messing up too much. I know people mentioned putting a filler rod in the seam, kind of building the door back some to close that gap up, which I'm not against that, but I just have never done that before. I don't know how hard that will be. Long story short, we're gonna get the driver's side done completely, then come back over here and think about this and see what happens. like I mentioned in the last video, there may be a time we bring the International in and kind of mess with it. That's just if I get too frustrated with the Bronco. But this year I'm really wanting to get everything welded up in the first quarter of the year, which would be what, first 3 months. So by March, have everything, hopefully that will be done by then. We should, but everything welded up, everything fitting good, and then by summer have the body off the frame, and then by winter be hopefully painting the frame, putting a suspension back underneath it, and getting everything done on the ground level. That way we can get the body back on it. I think if I take the body off of it, I may run it to a body shop if anybody will take it and see if they can't do the final sand and paint. If not, we can try to do it in here. I think we can get some that I think it's melamine or melamine or some kind of plastic and drape over, and have a, like garage door is, have a fan blowing out with a filter. And we may even try to spray it in here. But for that to happen, we need to get oil, or not oil, but a water filter. Get a water filter for the air compressor, because there's a lot of water in it right now. But enough talking. Let's move the Bronco out, and then we'll look at the driver's side, try to come up with a plan on how to keep the areas where the holes are supposed to be, because we're going to take everything off and spray it with some Weld through primer. So we have to somehow mark where each of those holes are, so we don't get it confused with any holes that are there, which I think we welded it up on the driver's side. Just to be certain, I need to take the pillar off and spray it. I don't know, let's turn the Bronco around and we'll see what we're dealing with. Okay, we got the flipped around. Only issue I see is with this door. Not really the door, but how this is fitting. There's a bit of a edge here with the fender. So I'm thinking that just need to move this hinge out. It should pop that out some. So it's not concerning me right at the moment. But need to take the door off. Actually, probably need to keep the door on. Might need to drop the outer rocker down a bit. I mean, everything just fits so nice in here. Even this isn't too far off. Needed a bit of trimming and a little bit of hammer work right through here. Maybe split this and hammer this back some and re-weld it. But I think the big part, this one probably needs to be pushed down just a hair and kind of pushed up. That's a much better gap. It is. Look. Well, I've actually got fairly even gap at the bottom. A little narrow there. I think that's where the inner rocker needs to be. Just kind of take the screws out of the couple spots, kind of manually push it down a little bit. And then we checked, see if that's where we wanted it, and I think that's where we need it. So now I need to pop the hood, take the fender off, door off. Since we know this is about where everything's gonna go back to. And we'll start thinking about how to mark our holes for the, it's gonna pull everything off and paint it. Also, these holes here are almost lined up perfect now. So I'm thinking we're pretty good. Just need to have this hinge come this way a little bit. And I think that'll solve our problem down here at this corner. Actually, I think we might need to get the welder out. There's a few holes in here that I can actually plug, and that will give us a good indication of where to put these holes at. I need to get up here and do a little bit more welding up here, even though that's in there. Let me pull the welder out. We'll weld up these little holes that I can see, and I'll try not to weld it to the actual kick panel yet. So I like to take this off and spray some primer in here, and then put it back up, and then weld it in. So I got the bead weld up here. Make sure that's flat, and weld that to that, and let me try all this up right quick. Alright, we got those spots kind of welded up. Just need to figure out how to mark where the holes I'm going to use are going to be. Think about grinding this back, and then sharpening an arrow to where the holes go, taping over that, spraying this with the weld through primer, and then take the tape off, put it back up there, and I know where the holes are. Those are a wasp in the middle of December, or January now. And it was 74 degrees outside today, so I guess it came back out. Anyways, next one I might do is go ahead and grind this down a little bit, take that black paint off, mark my arrows, put some of that tape along the edge. Then we can take this off, and then on the back side, I may put an arrow right here on the green. Then I can put an arrow right here and down there. And that should get me the places I need to screw back into. So, we'll see. Okay, we got the screws marked, and I marked them on the back side too. I can see up there. There's a lot of holes underneath there. So I'm thinking might spend some time welding some of these holes that are not going to be used and grind it down the kick panel because some ugly welds. We're going to take this off. I don't think I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just take this off and see what it looks like. I'm going to grind a spot here and put a mark here for these screws here, so we don't lose track of those either. All right, let's take outer rocker off and the pillar off, and then I'll see if I can find some cardboard, and we'll go ahead and clean it inside best we can. Spray it with some paint, and then put some thru primer on here, and we'll have to let that dry, and then we'll start welding. But I think we're going to weld up some of these holes first tonight before we call it a day. Second thought, we may just clean this up and need to take this apart. I need to take the hinges off. Should have done that anyways. Anyways, we gotta blow this apart so we can make sure we got some thru primer on these braces here and here, and this flange on this back side. So let me go find some cardboard right quick, and may do a little spraying. I don't think I'm gonna weld anything up on here right now. I can get these pretty well from inside the cab. So once the pillar's welded, it should be fine just to tack it up from behind, since the pillar will be over it. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll leave that like it is. We may go ahead and spray this today, here down, and of course this back here. I think I'm gonna break these boxes apart. Okay, let's break the pillar apart. We can lay it out here and start to prep it for paint. Alright, we got this apart. So basically what I'm going to do is try to grind in here as much as I can. Grind these and just paint the rest of this, and make sure I get this go with some thru primer. I think I have enough. We'll see. But don't know if I use that wire brush. Yeah. Probably didn't have to go through all that. So I just kind of want to scuff it up a little bit before I sprayed it with anything. We'll clean it off pretty good and There's paint on it. All right, I'm gonna spray that with some welded primer. Then I'll bring y'all down and we'll spray this pillar. And then that'll probably do it for me tonight. I'll wait for stuff to dry and we kind of put it back together and weld stuff up. But, let's get this sprayed right quick. All right, we got a little bit accomplished tonight. We probably take that tape off real quick. I think this is gonna work. There we go. You can see I still got my marks for the holes, so we're pretty good on where we need to put the pillar back. Put 2 coats of weld-through primer on this and on the pillar. I had to wait for that to dry before we can start welding. So I think next time we'll probably put the 2 pieces together and we'll start welding up the pillar so it's solid, and then we'll put it on the kick panel and start welding up the kick panel, or the pillar onto the kick panel, using the holes already put in there. We may put a few more into that for some more spot welds, especially as we get down lower. We'll start welding this to the Bronco, and that'll be 1 piece done. And then once we get that welded in, we'll kind of do the same thing with the outer rocker. Kind of clean it out underneath, spray it with some weld-through primer where it's going to attach to the inner rocker and right through here. And then we'll get that welded up and on there, and hopefully no rust will come back up in here. I hope that's good stuff. It's zinc weld-through primer, so I don't know what else to put in here. So I don't want to put any paint over where I'm going to weld, because I think that defeats the purpose of the weld-through primer. So I may just leave it with that in there and hopefully it'll work. I guess I could then strip of tape where we're going to weld and go back over it with some more paint. We might do that. I don't know. I had to think about it, but I think that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. I'll bring you in a little bit close and kind of show you. So we got our marks up there, and that should line us up to where the pillar needs to be. And then I put a few marks on this back side. I don't know if you can really see of where the screws on this side need to be. And then there's our pillar. To let that dry, and then we'll put this piece and this piece together next time, and hopefully we can put it on the Bronco. I may actually put some tape where we're going to weld to and paint this inside with a different paint, kind of give it an extra layer. Not really sure if that's necessary or not. Let me know in the comments if it is, but it's my thought. Well, I guess that'll do it for me today. I just want to say thank y'all for watching the video. If you made it this far, it does mean a lot. We're getting closer with starting to weld stuff up. Like I said, I like to have the body off the frame this year. Excuse me. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It should. It should. We're good. So I think we can trudge along and start welding stuff up. So we're going to have to snip some of that kick panel off there at the bottom. Anyways, next time, like I said, we'll be back on this. Hopefully welding the pillar together and putting it on the kick panel. And then we'll prep the outer rocker and get that ready for the next time after. Put that up there, and the driver's side should be good, as in welded in and sturdy. There's still a few more things we need to do with the outer rocker on this side. The hair bothered me. Need to finish welding it up and then get some paint on it. But anyways, thank you to my new subscribers that have joined over Christmas break. Does mean a lot. We're slowly getting there. Like I said, we may bring another project in during the year to kind of, I don't say refresh and everything, but just kind of maybe clear my mind on the Bronco. And but we'll keep on this. Like I said, I got a lot of parts for it. I could probably get it running if I wanted to drive it like this. It's got a whole new wiring kit and put the engine back together. It's running weird. Well, I had a bent push rod. Anyways, another story. But thank y'all for making it this far. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like Bronco stuff and watching somebody kind of just mess around and hopefully get it back together and running before I retire. But anyways, thank you, and I'll see you next time.